Kimberly Adams-Mann, and welcome to Real Estate for Real People, where real people can ask real questions and get real answers for real estate problems. Wow, that's a long introduction.
Yeah, isn't it? I didn't even get to say my name.
Well, you can.
Well, I'm Russell Mann of Shore West Realtors and TAMThomes.com.
He has a shorter introduction. I think I extended mine without meaning to.
Yeah, I think you did.
I think I did. Definitely not meant to. So we're hoping, first of all, if you have a chance to say something in the chat, let us know if you can hear us. I think we're good to go this week. I think that our volume is working just fine. I also think that we are hoping, we actually did an upgrade on our internet today, and we are hoping that maybe that will have resulted in a better, clearer stream.
Yeah.
Because we found out that our upload speed was a lot lower than even I thought it was. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, definitely our superfan has weighed in, so you want to see what our superfan has to say? Because I think she just texted us. If you guys want to text us and you don't want to talk on the YouTube, you can always text us at 262-676-2383.
All good.
All good. So we'd
Thank
love to
you.
know, Sandy, as well, if our upload speed is improved at all. You still got nuts in your teeth?
Yeah.
We had a few nuts just before we came on the air because we were both a little bit hungry and we haven't had dinner yet. So he's got a couple still stuck in his teeth, I think. But anyway, yeah. So it's been a really interesting week, kind of ups and downs and yeses and nos, and
Yeah.
we haven't been getting a whole lot of listings recently, and that's been a little discouraging. Just like we're just not even getting phone calls. Like,
But we have had 3 appointments
well,
this
no,
week.
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For the last few weeks, we haven't really had even like phone calls, and the phone calls we're making aren't going to people, like they're just not getting picked up, or they're not responding to them, which is fine. We get that happens sometimes, but in our business, generally speaking, we're listing 3 to 4 a month, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And we have not had that recently.
We had a little lean patch
Yeah, we
where
had a little bit
didn't-
of a down. Like,
Yeah.
it's been good, though, because we've been able to do some things with our internet and our YouTube, and we are going away on vacation in January. So it's kind of given me some time to do our 2020 business plans and
Well, you've
work-
got in front on a couple of things.
yeah, and
as
to get in
well,
front
so
of
that
some of
was
our
handy.
projects. So that's kind
Yeah.
of nice, because we've got a lot of YouTube projects in the pipeline
Yeah,
right
and
now.
we've got a lot of closings coming up next month.
We do. We're going to be very busy in December, so it's probably good that we've had a little bit of downtime in November. We did have a great closing that was kind of unexpected, because
Yeah.
when we do new construction, you don't know for sure when that closing is going to be, because you put together the new construction contract, and then when the lender gets it together, then you're pretty much told like about, well, in my case, it was less than a week before closing. I was told Friday evening that we were closing the following Thursday. And that's kind of the way it works with new construction. Also with new construction, we don't get paid at closing. It's not like a regular one. We get paid later on, depending on what the contract with the builder is. And so in this particular one, we don't get paid at closing, but we're still going to be at closing. So if you go to our Facebook page and you can check that out, you can see a little thing where we were celebrating with our client. Well, I was celebrating with our clients.
You were celebrating.
Yeah. Well,
I was still at the office while you were drinking champagne. Yeah. I got diddled out of that one.
Yeah, so I got to go drink some champagne with our clients at a closing table, which is a lot of fun, and a builder. We give a shout out to Allison, whoop, whoop, at Bear Homes. We do love working with Allison, don't we? Mm-hmm. Yep, she's awesome to work with, and Bear Homes is really great. They totally get why a buyer who's in new construction might want to have an agent working for them, and they're absolutely fine with that.
Yeah.
So that's actually a really, really good thing. So we love working with them because they are so amenable, and they totally get why that is. And we are going to be doing some YouTube videos with them, hopefully, in the near future.
Yeah,
Allison's
that's
got to
cool
check
to
it
look
with their
forward to,
higher up. But we've proposed to them that we do a series called Interview with a Home Builder, because I think new construction is something that's going to be happening more and more in the Racine and Kenosha area.
But also, you're going to be keeping an eye on the stages as they're building. So
Yeah,
we're going to show you that.
Yeah, we're going to be documenting the stages of their build as well.
Yeah,
so right
from
now,
groundbreaking all the way through, which is going to be cool. That's going to be really
except for
cool.
it's going to be really cool because
Because there'll be snow on the ground through part
I don't know why
of it.
you're looking there. The camera's there. If you want to
I
have
know.
an intimate moment,
we
look
did.
there.
Yeah, I know. But we used that one a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't got out of the habit.
Yep. So because we use this camera 1 week out of like 20,
Yeah.
you're still going to use that one. That was 2 weeks ago. Camera's right there. There we go. But yeah, so Courtney and Nick have said we can kind of document their journey so that other people can see what it's like to go through new home construction. And we haven't documented the beginning parts, but we are going to document some of that. The beginning part, of course, is to contact an agent like ourselves first, and then we can go through that step-by-step process with you. And Courtney and Nick also, they had some bumps along the way. And they're probably still going to have some bumps along the way that had to do with job changes and things like that. And that's stuff that we can really help with if we know about them. In their case, we didn't know about it ahead of time. It just happened, and all of a sudden it was like, boom, bomb drop. So, but we adjusted and we fixed it, and we also are going to be doing a series called Interview with a Home Inspector. We've got the series Interview with a Home Inspector, but I'm going to be re-editing that because now that we have better software for editing and splicing together.
And a loan officer.
And then we're going to be doing one with Interview with a mortgage lender, or a lender basically. I think I'm going to call it Interview with a Lender. Interview with a Lender. We're going to be doing that series as well coming up. So we've got.
And he's a really great lender. He's a fantastic
Ethan's
lender.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Ethan's amazing.
So he's really good, and we'll be doing an interview with him.
Ethan is a definite.
Yeah.
Marco, we've already recorded everything and we've already done it, but I want to re-up it with our new. We did that about a year ago. It's still really relevant, but I've learned so much more about how to edit things and how to splice them together and how to make it more seamless than what I did before. So I'm just going to make them look better, and we'll upload them to Real Estate for Real People probably sometime in January, February, in that time period. The lender one,
February,
the lender one we want to do February because I want people to get
we're
that
on
lender.
Vacation in January.
Because lender is really the first step after you've picked your agent.
Yeah,
so
it's very important. Sometimes before you pick your agent, some people have already coming to us with pre-approvals, in which case they've already spoken to them.
And sometimes that's not so good, because we as agents really know sometimes who the best lenders are for the different particular types of houses. So.
Yeah, and we can point you in the right direction depending on what your needs are.
Correct. So that's how it's really important. So we've got some really exciting projects coming up in the next few months, and with having a little bit of a lull in November, that has been actually kind of good because I've kind of gotten a little bit ahead, getting some of those plans in place, getting some of those videos planned, and so for you guys are going to get the benefit of it. So awesome for you. But let's get on with our broadcast today, shall we? Shall we see what's happening in real estate news this week, right? So this week in real estate news, what do we think's been happening? Russ, do you have any idea what's happening?
I know about the nuclear bunker that's up for sale.
That's awesome, isn't it? So our first thing in real estate news this week is listed on Zillow. Now, of course, you know what big fans we are of Zillow, but this was still kind of cool. It was Inman News, and we do love Inman News, and we use them for a lot of our news articles because, not because we have to, we go to other news sources too, but they just seem to have the best, juiciest, interesting stuff. So, listed on Zillow, this nuclear missile complex could be all yours. Haven't you ever
I wonder
dreamed?
if it's like the secret nuclear bunker in the
England,
UK,
in Essex?
in Brentwood. Yeah, it's signposted for miles around.
Yeah.
There's a secret nuclear bunker.
It's one of my favorite things. When we go back to England, it is one of my favorite things to point out, and we always laugh. It never gets old, honestly. When you drive past a sign on the road that says, "Hey, this way to the secret nuclear bunker."
Yeah, not much of a secret there.
I know, it's childish.
Unless it's in the opposite direction. It really
We've never
is
actually
pointing
been.
you. No, we haven't actually
We've
been
never
there.
been. Maybe that's the key. It's diversion. All right, next time we go back, we'll have to make sure we go to the secret nuclear bunker, and we'll have to
see if
videotape
it's actually there.
And we'll videotape it. We absolutely will. Now that we've been doing a lot more on YouTube and with video, we are doing a ton on video now. If you've noticed earlier this week, we didn't have a Tuesday tour, so Russ actually gave you a preview of his open house for today, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And then on Friday we uploaded another one, which is the number one question we don't want people to ask about your house if you're selling it. So you can check that out on our channel before as well. But yeah, so if you want a not so secret nuclear bunker, or in this case, a nuclear missile complex, it could be all yours. And it's only $395,000. And it's got like 40 acres or something like that.
Does it come with rockets?
Mm-mm.
No?
No rockets.
No rockets included.
No rockets. Sorry, folks. I'm having to take a drink every once in a while because I was actually sick all of yesterday and a bit of today. Still trying to get over this bit of a cold. And I'm sorry, it's not like 40 acres, but it is 12 acres of desert land with an abandoned underground bunker. And the missile that was in it is no longer there. It's actually in a museum. And it's been decommissioned and put into a museum. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can show this picture. I couldn't really download the pictures very well. But that's one view of the picture. And then then you get inside and you can see, I don't know if you can see this very well, but this is another picture of one of the great big doors going into a room. It's got lots and lots of space. I mean, it's 20 minutes from Tucson. Okay, that's not so bad. It's 20 minutes from Tucson. It's a decommissioned Titan II missile base in the Arizona desert. It's listed for $395 on Zillow. It may not be worth $395.
But the 12 acres has got to be worth saying.
It's got to be worth something, absolutely. And here's the other problem. It doesn't really have any plumbing or electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit difficult. I am assuming, however, that there must have been plumbing there at some point. So it may just be that the plumbing needs to be completely updated. Because surely if there were people manning this missile base, they had to have toilets there for them. So
running water,
yeah, exactly. They would have had that. So it just says, though, however, it does not include electricity and that. So I'm sure there's electricity there. I will say that these are very popular. People actually do really enjoy these missile complexes, and some people really like them. Especially, they like to renovate them into really modern spaces. They are extremely energy efficient, most of them. The biggest problem is if you have claustrophobia or something, kind of being stuck more underground because you don't really have windows either.
No, you don't need double glazing.
It comes with an underground space with a launch silo, escape hatch, and 9 blast doors, but it has no internal plumbing or electricity. And some people specifically seek out old nuclear missile bases to restore. Drew Reeves moved into a former one in Kansas and then renovated it and then moved on to another one in Arizona to escape the cold winters when he retired. Edward and Diana Pedden bought a 34-acre missile base in Dover, Kansas for $40,000 in the 80s.
Wow, that was cheap.
Well, that was in the 1980s too.
So
the question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to live down under?
Nah.
No? You don't want to live down under?
I don't want to live like a worm.
But it could be kind of cool. And I have seen on Amazing Houses, what is it? Amazing Architects? I
have seen one, yeah.
We've seen some really cool renovations of underground spaces. So so that's not so bad. I just thought it was kind of an interesting thing. Here's the other thing. Oh, no. That's not what we had. So I'm going to have to go without I'm not really sure how that happened. But my PowerPoint slide is off. So we're just going to stay here and we're just going to go from here. The second news story, however, is not quite so much fun as a nuclear bunker. It's about something that happened in Long Island. There is something, basically for 3 years, Newsday, which is a Long Island newspaper, did an investigation into housing discrimination that has elicited some really strong activity and really strong reactions from the real estate industry because after 3 years, and testing almost 100 real estate agents along Long Island and in the New York area. And they looked at like over 5,000 homes and asked a lot of questions. And determined there's a lot of internal bias, at least in that area of the country. Let's see here. A 3-year Newsday investigation into housing discrimination has elicited strong reactions because basically the report says that they were discriminated against. Let's see here. who was it? I've got these in the wrong order or something. There were only 2 places in the New York area that were not. Let's talk about the ones that were not. Corcoran and Daniel Gale Sotheby's International Realty were the 2 brokerages where no discrimination was reported, which is great because quite a few people were, 49% of the time, black consumers were discriminated against.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, 49%. It had a lot to do with steering. They were steering people away
From certain areas.
From certain areas.
Wow.
And steering them to other areas that were maybe... Now, some agents do that on the basis of profitability. They don't want to sell houses in cheap neighborhoods because they don't make much money. Other agents do it because... but I actually have a totally different viewpoint on that, and it is probably because of our background and...
Yeah, I mean, we always tell people, if they come to us and they say they want to live in a good area... What are the good areas and what are the bad areas? We always tell them we can't tell you that.
Well, first of all, it's illegal and it's
Yeah.
wrong for us to say that. But secondly, my personal belief is that a good area is an area where you have good people. And every area can be a good area as long as there are good people, because houses themselves are not intrinsically good or bad. It's the people that live in them.
Correct.
And I will tell
And
you
we always say, well,
the neighborhood
let's
we
see
live
it
in,
and
Racine,
see if you feel comfortable in that area.
The neighborhood that we live in Racine, some people do not feel comfortable here.
We feel totally comfortable.
Oh, absolutely.
Here.
But
we love our neighbours, and you know, they love us because, you know.
Well, maybe because we treat them with respect. That has a lot to do with it. Some people don't feel comfortable or uncomfortable in this neighborhood.
They're always looking out for us. They invite us to parties. And
that's Russ's version.
Thing.
That's Russ's version of our neighbors are awesome. Do they invite us to their parties?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, then they're good neighbors. But actually, we have great neighbors that live across the street from us. We have great neighbor that lives next door to us. We've had great neighbors that lived a couple of doors away. We really don't have a lot of problems. And if we do have a problem in our neighborhood, I'm bold enough to step outside and say, take it somewhere else.
I might shout occasionally, but otherwise I'm...
Well, I don't think that there should be shouting in the streets. And so if I do see somebody thinking that that's an appropriate kind of behavior for our neighborhood, I will go outside and I'll have words with them, not in a shouting manner, but more of a walk up to them, approach them, engage in dialogue, and say, hey, take it inside. You know, take it inside your house if you have a conflict with somebody, or go somewhere else. This isn't the neighborhood for that. So I do think you have to be bold in certain neighborhoods and you have to be willing to take those risks. But in reality, that's what you would do in any neighborhood if you saw somebody... Yeah. Well, I would anyway. Mm-hmm. But then Russ thinks I'm crazy. Yeah. So, but the good news is I know that we ourselves do not participate in discriminatory practices. And it was kind of a little bit sad that there were only 2. Out of all the agencies in the Long Island area, there were only 2 agencies that did not participate in discriminatory.
And I wonder whether some of them are actually dealing with a lower price point, because Sotheby's typically deal with
that's the interesting
higher end homes.
Is that Daniel Gale Sotheby's International Realty was no discrimination was reported.
Yeah, but if they're dealing in a higher price point.
No, they still would not be. They could be. If they're dealing at a higher price point, they could still be discriminated by steering people into nicer neighborhoods and away from bad neighborhoods, so to speak, or what people think of as bad. So the fact that they some of these people, they just talk to them on the phone to determine whether they were doing right or not. And Corcoran, which some of the people from Corcoran actually had something to say about this, and they said, this is something we do at Corcoran. They actually talk about it a lot. It's part of the culture of their brokerage. Let's see here. Let's see. No, that was somebody from Redfin. Where is it? There was something. The investigation focused on the following brands: Douglas Elliman, Century 21, Charles Rutenberg, Coldwell Banker. And yeah, so there were everybody in that area pretty much they hit. And the only ones who passed were Corcoran and Daniel Gale Sotheby's. Wow. So anyway, not such great news, but let's move on to what is new on the market. So what's new on the market this week, Mr. Russell Mann?
We have 75 to 150. We have 1333 Kentucky Street in Racine. Now this is a 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom with a 1.5 car detached garage.
Courtesy of Doporowski Realty and Associates, and thank you very much, Steve at Doporowski.
Yeah.
We've worked with Steve before. In fact, his brother, I believe it is, and sister-in-law bought a house that I had listed. And we had a great transaction with Steve, so we love working with him. Steve also does primarily, a good section of Steve's business is flips. He himself has an LLC, works with his family. They do a lot of that where they purchase and flip, and this particular property was one of their flips. But what I like about Steve is that he usually does a good flip.
Yeah, and he knows what people are looking for, obviously being in real estate. And this one's on the market at 134.9, so not at the top of the market. And unfortunately, we do pull these on a Friday, and we did find out that it has received an accepted offer.
Yeah, when I talked to Steve the other day, he told me that they had received an offer, but it wasn't being accepted, and please go ahead and promote his listing, and absolutely excellent. And because we do have to ask permission, as we've mentioned before. And
Yeah.
so I reached out to Steve, and he said, sure, no problem. I love that. That's a great idea, blah, blah, blah. He said, I did get an offer, though. We haven't accepted anything at this point, which gave me the idea that it probably wasn't the right price that somebody offered for the work that they did. But since I spoke to him on Friday, we did see that.
Yeah, I checked it online yesterday, and I saw that it had come up. But you know, because we have to get permission to include these on the website, we do have to do it on a Friday.
Yep.
But
let's take a look at what a great house at
Yeah.
this price point goes for. Oh my goodness, my slides are all mixed up. Oh, all right. Russ, why don't you talk about this while I try and fix
So
my
this
slides.
one's got a great kitchen.
I don't know why my slides are all messed up. Go ahead.
No, the first picture was just the kitchen.
No, it wasn't. No, go ahead. Keep talking about the property. Tell them about the square footage and all of that stuff.
Okay, so it's total square footage is 1467, with 987 being on the upper level, and with 480 being on the lower level, finished below grade. So it has the 3 bedrooms, all good sizes. So the master is 11 by 12, the other 2 are both 10 by 10. And so it's...
I think we're back and we're good.
Really nicely. You're back and good?
Yep.
Okay, so you can see the kitchen now. Yeah, it's a nice sized kitchen. I mean, you can see there's a table in there, plenty of space around the table as well.
Yeah.
This picture shows the living room going into the kitchen, so you can see how open it is. You can see right
Great
into
for
the
conversation.
kitchen. Yeah, fantastic.
These 1,000 square foot above grade properties, it's really nice when they can kind of open them up that way.
Yeah, especially if you've got people over for Thanksgiving or something like that, you know, you can stay in touch with them while you're cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, you're not going to have a whole lot of people over in this house.
No.
But you might be a young couple and just have another couple over, or a couple of kids,
Yeah.
you know, from other family, you know. You could probably have 6 or 8 people at this house, and it'd still make a great Thanksgiving.
And that's the basement space, so you got, it's been nicely finished down in the basement.
Yep, I can see that looks really great.
Yeah.
All right.
So our next property is the 150 to 250 range, and this one is 4934 Carter Drive. Also in Racine. This comes courtesy of Remax Leading Edge, and it's Lisa Fabiano over there who's got this listing. So thank you, Lisa, for allowing us to use this. It's currently on the market at 179.9. It's a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom with a 1.5 car attached garage.
Nice.
So that's, yeah, really cool. So
Anything you want to say about it?
This one is, again, it's 984 square foot above grade. And then it has 700 finished below grade, giving it a total of 1,684 finished space on the house. So this was built in 1973. It's on a 1/4 acre lot, which is good, and it's you know, it's got 3 bedrooms, a den, office. The living room is 17 by 13, so yeah, great kitchen. Lots of space in there. Oh yeah, this is the one that's got the putting green. It's very
This
own
one-
putting green. Would you believe it?
This one we love because it had such a unique feature.
Yeah. So.
And that's like additional space. I don't think that's included in the square footage because it's more like
Oh
a
no,
porch.
that's. I think that's. Yeah, I think that's even off of the garage of it. I believe.
It's off the side of the house, if you remember. When
Yeah.
we looked at it, it was like actually off the side of the garage and the house itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of right between the two of them.
But yeah, so you got your very own putting area that you can practice in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought that
that's
was really
pretty
unique
cool.
and kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's got some good finish space down below.
Uh-huh.
The next one, 250 to 350, is 39822 95th Street. This is in Genoa City. And this is a 3-bedroom and 2-bathroom. Comes to us courtesy of Keating Real Estate and Michael Calkins. So thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
And this one's on the market at 309,900. It's a great looking property.
Yeah. Love
Have
it.
you? There we go. Yeah, it's got some real good curb appeal. It's got a 3-car attached garage, and yeah, 3 bedrooms. All it's a ranch, but it's got some fantastic space in there.
Great kitchen.
Great kitchen, yeah. Nice.
Love that center
kitchen.
island look.
Mhm.
What was the price on this again?
This
309?
one's 3099.
Okay,
Yeah.
so basically almost 310.
Yeah.
I mean, you would expect stainless steel. You'd expect granite at that price point. It does seem to hold up. And the square footage is all above grade. It's 1979 and a 3-car garage. Honestly, you can't build a house of this size for this price.
No, you can't. This was built in 2003, so it's not that old. It's 16
And you definitely
years.
could not hit I mean, a new construction with 3-car garage is going to put you well over 350, 375, and then you've got almost 2,000 square feet.
Yeah.
That's going to put you up to into the 400s, and then you also have 0.61 of an acre. So that right there, we're looking at least like 450 probably.
And
to
the
build this.
basement stubbed for another bathroom if you wanted to add and
Perfect.
build out down there as well. So yeah.
Perfect. So you can always add on.
Mm-hmm.
There's the base. This is the master bath, I assume.
I believe so. And if you look there, you can see 2 showers in there.
Oh, nice.
Plus
Double
a
shower
bath.
and
Yeah,
the bath
a double
separate.
shower and a bath.
And
So
2
you could-
separate sinks. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Instead of having one big sink with a double sink in it, it looks like
Yeah.
it's 2 separate
You've got
pedestals.
2 with a
a piece of furniture between them.
yeah.
That's interesting. 2 pedestal
Mhm.
sinks. Okay. That's different.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, moving on. 350 to 500. We are
This
at-
one is very unusual.
Yeah.
It's 20319
I don't
60th
think-
Street in Bristol.
I don't think we've ever featured something over 350 that only has 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, this is this one's on the market at 379.9, and this comes to us courtesy of Rockmore Realtors. Christy Sturrock is the agent there. Thank you very
And she
much.
is related to the seller
Christy.
somehow.
And this is really unusual. It's only got 2 bedrooms, and it's a 3.5-car garage. But get this,
2.5
it
baths.
has 5 fireplaces.
I know, so it has it has more fireplaces than bedrooms. That's
It's got
highly,
2 in one room.
It's highly unusual.
Yeah,
And
very
it's over
unusual.
4,000 square feet.
Yeah,
What I'm
it's
thinking
like
is
almost
that
4,500 square
possibly
feet.
there's a lot of wide open space here because it does have that very mid-century modern look. And I'm thinking, and we haven't been in this house, and obviously that would probably make this even better. I am surprised there's still snow on the ground actually in these pictures since it just came up this week.
Uh-huh.
But I would not be surprised if this is one of those mid-century modern, wide open spaces, 2 very large-sized bedrooms. The problem is the agent has not put any specific dimensions for the bedrooms in here, so that may just be something that she's getting around to later. I'm not sure how that's happening, but
Yeah. But this has got its own workshop as well.
So we don't even know the
on top of the
size.
3.5-car garage, it's also got a workshop.
yeah.
So
Really, really great looking, and really
yeah.
kind of cool looking house. I mean, look at that double tray ceiling with that chandelier, and that's that room with the 2. At first, I thought, is this
Yeah.
just a mirrored room? But it is. it's mirroring itself with the two fireplaces in one
Yeah.
single room, but it's such a huge room. It wouldn't surprise me if that room alone is close to 1,000 square feet. Because I saw another
It
picture of
looks
this
it.
room that was from a different angle, and it just looked massive.
Yeah, and unfortunately we don't have the measurements for that room either. It's
Yeah, none of the rooms have measurements.
Yeah.
And some agents do that. They don't take any measurements because then they're basically saying buyer can take their own measurements and
Yeah.
determinations themselves to avoid lawsuits. So not criticizing her for making that choice. It's more about it's difficult to know the exact dimensions, but it wouldn't surprise me if this is at least 750 square feet based on a couple of other pictures that I saw of this same
Yeah.
space from different angles. Very interesting. And this is a totally different room with yet another fireplace.
yeah.
Now, it's hard to say. This is probably not a bedroom. This looks more like a three-season room.
Although it could equally be a bedroom.
Well, that's the thing.
You've
I think
got
there
the
are-
skylight window above.
I think she's being conservative by
Yeah.
putting in the fact that the tax records say this is a two-bedroom house, so she's saying that. But I do think there are some spaces here that could be bedrooms
Yeah.
if you wanted them to be. They're just not legitimately, legally bedrooms. So, but wow, just really cool space.
Yeah.
We only had, oh no, it's because we had an outside picture and two inside pictures. All right, over 500. Once again, folks, there were none that were listed on Friday from the week before.
No new ones.
No new over 500K listings available this week.
We should have one for you next week though, because
Maybe.
there was one that came on Saturday, provided it doesn't get an offer
Correct.
already during the week.
Or provided also we do have to speak to the agent before
Yes,
we can
of
promote
course.
that. So that's where we are. Open house recap.
So my open house today was at 6428 Horseshoe Lane.
Nice.
In
I remembered.
Caledonia.
I remembered the address. I did that all from memory. You should be so proud of me, Russ.
Well done.
I did it all from memory. But this is the one that we previewed earlier in the week.
Yeah,
with
and
your
it's a
funky little
great,
video.
a great house. It's 4 bedrooms, two and a half baths.
Yeah.
It's got a great kitchen in that house.
Over half an acre.
Yeah.
Over 2,200 square feet above grade. And then it's got a full basement that can be finished. Hasn't been finished, but that same 2,200 square feet below grade.
Yeah, and it backs onto a
'Cause this
wooded
is a
area.
ranch.
So it backs onto a nice
Real
wooded
nice
area.
and private.
But
Yep.
it does have the English windows down in the basement, so you've got those 4 windows on one side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it goes actually round a corner, so it's on 2 sides. And it's stubbed for another bathroom as well. It's
Mm-hmm. you
already
could
got
easily
radon
put another
mitigation in
bedroom.
there as well.
Easily could put another bedroom
Oh
down there
yeah,
because of the
easy.
windows.
It's a massive basement, because you think you've got 2254 above grade. You've got 2254 below as well.
Which means you probably have at least 2,000 square feet below that you'd want to finish,
Yeah.
or you could
Uh-huh.
finish.
You could
Because you'd
finish,
probably
yeah.
want that 250
Yeah.
to be maybe for, well, not for laundry, because laundry's on the main level for this.
Yeah, it's got
Um,
main floor.
Which is not atypical
laundry.
of this price point, but you definitely could finish over 2,000 square feet below grade because, 250 square feet's nice for like
Yeah.
storage and
And
mechanicals.
a nice big 3-car garage as well.
Yep.
So
And it's all brick. Is this in River Meadows? Yep, this
It
is in
is,
River
yeah.
Meadows with great subdivision.
Yeah.
People love to live there. And like I said, it's over half an acre of land, really private feeling lots. Like you pull in. I will say, our blooper reel that's coming up in January, it's got some really fun footage of Russ making fun of the horseshoe part of Horseshoe Lane. Not making fun of, actually making fun of himself because he couldn't remember Horseshoe Lane.
no, I kept getting it wrong.
Yeah, so he did a little Monty Python impression. You'll see that later. But it is a
I
great
ran out
house.
of coconuts though.
It's a great house on Horseshoe
It is.
Lane.
It's a lovely house. Met some nice people there today. So for
Had
my
some good
open house,
interest.
yeah, I had quite
But
a few
considering it's
groups
the
come
fact
through.
that you had 5 groups come through,
Yeah.
and that it's right before Thanksgiving, that's actually a really good turnout.
Yeah.
For that, so that's really awesome.
Yeah, that was a good turnout for
Absolutely.
today.
So let's talk about our tip of the week. Our tip of the week this week. So this is going to be more of a local tip. This really doesn't apply to people who are not local to this area because, well, It's holiday related. So I saw this and went, wow, we should definitely promote this. Downtown Racine has Saturday parking from now through the holiday season. So Saturday is, this coming Saturday, November 30th, is a small business Saturday, like it is every year right after Black Friday. You have Small Business Saturday and then Cyber Monday. Well, the cool thing is, starting with Small Business Saturday, no parking, like nobody's monitoring those parking meters.
So it's going to be free parking downtown.
Free parking
Excellent.
downtown, which means you can get at all that great shopping, because there are, if you have not been to downtown Racine recently, you really need to take a look, because there's all sorts of new stores, and there are some pop-up stores too that are just there for the holiday season. They've been there for about a month and a half, and they're going to be there for the next month and a half just through the holiday season. There's a couple of those. So
there's some good stores. There's some good eateries down there as well.
Yeah.
Some nice
Great
bars.
We actually were kind of doing a little bit of a tour, because we're going to do a client event down there in the not too distant future. So if you're a past client, keep an eye on your email. Make sure we've got your current email. And so we were kind of doing a little bit of a cruise down there again, which we do love to do on a regular basis. We love to go to Maple Table and Toad Hall. And,
Maple
and I was having a
Table's
discussion about whether
really
Kewpies
good.
was better for burgers or not than Toad Hall. I know. We'll tell you about that later.
I can't judge on that because I've never had a Kewpies burger.
Well, we'll have to have Lou take you to Kewpies then. Anyway, but in downtown Racine, Saturday parking is going to be free for the holiday season, so that's great. November 30th, December 7th, the 14th, the 21st. I have to say, I want to give a shout out to our mayor here in Racine, Corey Mason. I'm not doing that because I'm political. I am not at all. In fact, I grew up pretty much Republican and he's Democrat, so it has nothing to do with politics. But I do think that he's making some really smart business decisions and doing things like waiving the parking meter fees.
Yeah.
Has not always been done in the past. It has been done sometimes.
Is it only downtown Racine or is it the rest
Well,
of
it's
Racine
any of
as well?
Racine that has meters.
Right.
It's usually any of Racine that has meters.
Excellent.
Basically.
I don't have to pay when I go and get my hair cut.
You just got it cut.
Yeah, I know, but I'll be going again.
Yeah, but probably, but that's a Thursday. That's not a Saturday.
So I still got to pay.
Still got to pay.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll have to change my appointment to Saturday.
So there's a couple of cool things. Another big event for Racine is that in West Racine, up until this week, West Racine was a dry portion of Racine. You were not allowed to have a tavern or a pub or anything, and a new place has opened in West Racine. We kind of did step in to check it out.
Yeah.
Wasn't really our scene, but that might just be because of how busy it is being the first week.
It was extremely busy and very noisy in there, so
But
you
that
couldn't
was
really
also,
hear yourself
But
talk.
since we were looking for an event, a place that we could do a client event, it wasn't conducive to our client event, but it looked like a really hopping place.
Yeah, it looked like it was really nice.
Cool
It's somewhere
table.
we would enjoy to drink, certainly, but
Yes.
not necessarily when you want to chat to people. So,
Right. But it has a really cool looking bar. It's called
Yeah.
Dunks. So Prohibition has officially ended in all parts of Racine because there are no longer dry sections of Racine. It only took almost 100
I didn't
years.
even know that it still existed.
Yeah.
Until you
Till I
told
pointed
me,
it out to him.
that West Racine had been dry all these years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it is only 2 places down from his barber. There's only like 2 places between his
Yeah.
barber
It's
and
only
this
2 shops
this bar.
down from my barber's. Bob's on Washington. He's really good.
Yeah.
So
So-
I love Bob.
Yeah, Bob is awesome.
Hmm.
So Russ may actually, after going to Bob's next time, he may toddle on down to Dunks and have a pint.
Yeah, as long as Bob doesn't toddle down there and have
Why
a
not?
pint. Not
With
before
you?
he cuts my hair.
No, maybe afterwards with you.
Yeah,
There we
afterwards.
go.
That's okay.
Yeah. So that's our tip for the week, is for the free downtown Racine parking for your downtown shopping. So that's kind of awesome. Don't forget, however, we do have our holiday door decoration contest going on right now. Submit your favorite idea for a holiday wreath or a door decoration to Kimberly at tamthomes.com. With 10 or more submissions, we're going to draw to win a $10 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. We have not had 10 submissions yet. However, we haven't put it on Facebook yet, and we are going to put it on Facebook this week as our promotion on Facebook. So we will probably have some suggestions there, because we do actually have a bigger following on Facebook than we do on YouTube right now. So,
And I can't wait till we put our wreath up as well. Can I put a picture of our one up?
sure.
when we
Next
go.
Sunday?
Well,
Sure.
I'm waiting till after the because at the moment we're still under construction. We've got the electricians in. They hopefully finish off.
We're a
next
little
week.
bit discombobulated
Yeah.
right now. But the good thing is, for the first week, we've been able to plug into a plug right here. We, in the past, have had to plug our laptop that does our broadcast and everything. We've had to plug it into the bathroom, which is around the corner here, in order to have it plugged in for the broadcast.
We've had to really stretch the lead to do that.
Because there was no plug that was close enough to where we sit for this broadcast. And we're so excited because today, for the first time, we were able to plug into the plug that's been sitting on our wall that has been defunct for, well, as long as we've lived here. So they are mid-progress. They've taken out our fuses. They've put us in a beautiful, huge panel box downstairs, which is barely has anything in it yet.
I know.
But they're going to be doing some upgrades, adding some circuits. We now have power in our garage. For those of you that think, okay, these people are crazy because they're talking, you don't know. When you live without a garage with power in it for 7 years, it is a wonderful thing when you know that on a dark night and you pull into your driveway that light's going to come on automatically.
Yeah, we've got security light on there now that comes on. So
as
we pull into the drive, that lights
nice.
up. We've also got a light inside that we can turn on.
And one of the things,
eventually,
not too much in the distant future, I hope,
we'll have a door opener.
We're going to be replacing our garage door and the rails and everything and being able to have a garage door opener. Yay! Again,
we'll be racing to get home first.
Yeah, we'll see who gets home first and actually gets to get in the garage because we only have a 1.5 car garage, so it might be a race to see who gets it first.
At the moment, I can't be bothered getting out of the car and opening the door and then closing it again afterwards. But with a garage door opener, that could be a bit different.
We might change a little bit on that. So anyway, we're really looking forward to some more of the upgrades. Hopefully those upgrades are going to be done by the end of this week because we have people coming for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice. I haven't really cleaned the house because we've had workmen in and out, and it's kind of pointless to clean when you got workmen trotting in and out all the time.
Well, we had a trench in the backyard as well for, laying cable out to the garage. So
it was a muddy mess.
Mud,
It's still a muddy mess.
Yeah.
And they're still going to be traipsing in and out of here next week. So hopefully we'll get that done soon. And then come the new year, we can begin our kitchen renovation.
But then we can put our decorations up.
This is true. Once they finish the electrical, then we will be able to put our decorations up for Christmas. And we will show you a picture of that next Sunday if they finish the work and we get the tree up. Otherwise, it might be the Sunday after that. We normally put our tree up the Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving. But that will depend a lot on whether this gets done. But if you have any questions, concerns, want to make a comment below, we would really appreciate it. If you like what you see on our channel, do us a favor, click subscribe, turn on that notification bell. We do upload 2 videos a week besides our live broadcast. So if you like some of the content, but maybe just want some other information, feel free to send us a message through our channel, or you can text us at 262-676-2383. We do put a lot of content up that is applicable to all across the country. So great advice for real estate and for buying, for selling, and we're adding more every single week, at least 2 every week, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have a question.
What's the question, Russ?
Where can I get a sparkly jumper like that?
Russ likes my very, very sparkly sweater.
I want a red one.
You want a red one?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we could buy you one. It just would be a ladies' one.
No, I want a men's one.
I don't think many men buy red sparkly sweaters.
It looks cool.
I know. So you want to buy a red one and I have my blue one?
Yeah.
This is my holiday sweater a little bit. I will tell you, Russ, it's a little itchy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, perhaps I wouldn't like it then.
Yeah. You can try mine on
I don't
later.
like it itchy.
It's only a little itchy, not bad. It's actually more comfortable than I expected it to be. And it was called a tinsel sweater. That was actually the name. But that's not really a real estate related question.
No.
I thought you had a real estate related question. No? Okay. All right. We're going to put you out of your misery. Thanks so much for joining us this week, guys. And once again, we will be here again next week and every week for eternity.
Even on our cruise.
Forever. Well, we will be uploading something ahead of time that we'll drop at 7 o'clock on Sunday night.
But we won't be live.
We won't be live for those 2 weeks, but
unless we do one from the cruise.
No, we're not doing one from the cruise. That's not a Sunday night.
No.
Oh yeah, actually, one of them is from.
One
yeah,
of them is.
One
The
of them
second
is.
one.
No, we're not doing live from the cruise.
No.
Anyway, thanks so much for joining us, folks, and tune in again next week. And also, like I said, click that notification bell, turn it on, so that you get our other content throughout the week as well. Because trust me, it's way more interesting than all of this is. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.